Yes, my dear friends, in this lesson we will learn about our standard input and output functions. So let's get started. Dear friends, as you know, we performed operation on variables and operators with you in our previous lessons. However, we could not view the result of our actions, or we didn't create a structure where the user can enter data. This is where our standard input and output functions come into play. These functions are used to inform users and enable users to enter data. In Python programming language, standard input and output functions are used to interact with the console or terminal, allowing the user to input data into a program and to display results or messages from the program to the user. These functions are commonly used for communication between the user and the program, especially when running command line scripts or applications. Now let's get acquainted with our standard input function. This function allows the user to enter keyboard data on the terminal. The entered data is of string type. For this reason, if numbers or different data are to be entered, type conversion should be done accordingly. Of course, this is the subject of our next lesson. To use this function, we must define a variable and call the function. If we are going to receive keyboard data from the user, of course, we have to give it in the message that will inform the user. For this reason, we can specify what needs to be input to the user by opening double quotes in the input. So what do I mean? For example, let's create a new variable here and let the variable name be variable name and put an equal sign and let's call our input function and also open and close parentheses. In the parentheses we can inform our user. So for example, our variable name is name. So then let's inform about enter your name. So for example, let's create double quotes here and let's say this time please enter your name and put a colon and let's close our double quotes. So you see here it's very simple, and also we can set it as empty. So what do I mean? For example, let's create a new variable. Let the variable name be for example x and put an equal sign and let's call our input function and open and close parentheses and let's leave it as default. So we can use our operation like this and also like this. This is the true one and this is the true one. You can use this or this. So let's continue. Now let's get acquainted with our standard output function. The name of this function is the print function. So let's learn about it now. This function is also very simple to use. Its task is to inform the user. Here are some situations that we should pay attention to. For example, if the user is to be notified, we should define a message as a string. So what do I mean? For example, let's call our print function and open and close parentheses and let's greeting our user. For this, let's create double quotes and for example, hello. And also let's close our double quotes and let's close our parentheses. For example, if a variable is to be shown to the user, we must write the variable name directly. So what do I mean? For example, let's think about we have a variable a and let's assign 20 and let's move to a new line. If we display our variable a, what we have to do now is to call here print function and also open and close parentheses and let's write our variable name directly, so which is a and close parentheses. If we do something like this, we will get an output as 20 on the terminal. So it's very simple. Of course, we also need to define other elements according to their structure. For example, numbers and logical data can be written directly. So for example, let's think about we want to display our true value. For this, let's call our print function and let's write true directly. And also, let's think about our true value is in variable. So what do I mean? For example, we have a variable b and let's assign value false. And if we display our variable b, what we have to do now is to call our print function and let's define our variable b here and close parentheses. If we do something like this, we will get an output like false. So here is the result. Alright my dear friend, in this lesson we learned about our standard input and output functions. Now that we have detailed information about our functions, so now let's move on to our next lesson and let's do some exercise.